Turn camera.
Marked.
102, take one.
With overlap, action please.
Oh, what's right? I was going to watch the minute again.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, if you want. No.
Oh.
I just was sliding over that way like
Oh,
that's
like
what
you're going to
we're
watch
doing
it?
now.
Okay.
Leave all this in.
We're going.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of the son of Frankenstein.
This one is probably just as bad as his father.
Good morning, son.
Well, hello.
My son, you have inherited the fortune of the Frankensteins. I trust you will not inherit their fate.
By heaven, I think you're a worse fiend than father. What are you going to do about it? There's a monster up at New Norwich.
We warned you.
You, wait, don't say we didn't warn you.
Oh, is that our new?
No,
No, it doesn't.
doesn't work.
I've tried that before. I just didn't feel like it flowed as well.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Bill Evenson.
And I'm Thom Lang, and you join us for minute 63 of 1939's Son of Frankenstein.
Wow.
Yeah, made it this far into this thing, and we got about 63 minutes to go, so...
So Wolf says, what does he say exactly? Because the problem is that the sentence is cut off.
It's cut off.
Krog is still in the library.
Krog is still in the library.
So then he says, I can't stand that suspicious look of his.
Suspicious look.
So I called you in here.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the subtitles say.
Okay.
I think he says it slightly differently.
Yeah.
But anyways, he doesn't say, I can't say this in front of Krog. You know, he says, I can't stand the suspicious look, which would seem to indicate this is something innocuous that I have to tell you. But I don't want to say it in front of Krog because he might take it the wrong way. So clearly whatever he's going to say isn't a big deal.
Isn't that big a deal?
So Benson says, oh, all right.
Well, what do you got?
And he says,
Benson,
it's alive. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I guess you wouldn't want to say that in front of Krog.
Yeah, but he shouts it.
He does.
So if Krog's in the next room, he kind of.
Well, he just shouts it once. Or wait, no,
he doesn't.
No, that's right. 3 times. Alive, alive.
Yeah, they should insert a shot of Krog in the library looking up. Like, what?
What's alive?
What was that?
Baron, I couldn't help but over here.
You say something's alive.
What's alive exactly? The little stuffed dog in Peter's room came to life.
Craziest thing you've ever seen. Benson, it's alive! Alive! Alive, sir? Yes, alive! Alive!
What do you think about all that?
It's a good throwback.
Yeah,
we get the It's Alive. It's probably the last time I think in the series that.
Can't imagine what's his name.
Cedric Hardwick.
Doing it. It's alive.
It's alive.
It's alive.
It's alive.
It's alive.
It's too bad that at some point Atwill didn't get to do it because that would have been fun.
Yeah. Well, he'd say it to Atwill, I suppose. Well, actually, no. That's why. Because it's always alive.
Yeah.
Nobody's got to bring him to life.
He's alive from the get-go because he survived the pit, the sulfur pit.
He's alive in this one, though, too.
He is alive in this one.
In fact, he already said it once. It's alive.
Yes.
And he grabbed the...
So
I did the jump for everybody at home.
Thank you. We've stopped video streaming it, so, those gestures and things don't,
Yeah.
It's a nice little throwback.
Yeah, it's good.
It's,
It's moving. It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, in the name of God. Now I know what it feels like to be God. Oh.
She's alive. Alive! He's alive!
It's alive. Alive, you mean?
Yes, alive, alive!
But you said our experiments.
Yeah.
Our.
Yeah. Benson's really kind of, I don't know, maybe going a little beyond his station.
Yeah. Maybe, but Wolf says, I too thought at first that we failed.
Yeah,
So-
he says, I know, I too at first thought that we failed. Yeah.
So I don't think, this just proves my point that
Benson
is extremely important to Wolf.
Yeah.
And he would just be crestfallen were something to happen to Benson.
He's Jesse to
Jerome.
No, he's
Oh,
Jesse to
So we're not talking about the time.
Walter White in Breaking
okay.
Bad.
So I haven't seen it yet, so.
All right. Well, you better get moving. Better Call Saul's going to be over here in about
well, see,
3 weeks. You
then
got
I
3
don't-
weeks.
Then I don't have to wait week to week. I can
One of
just
the
watch
things
it all in a day.
That's true. One of the things I like is about what he said there, though, is I know I too at first thought that we failed.
We failed.
Like, oh, that's what I thought too. But Benson only thought that because Wolf told
said
him.
so. Yeah.
It's like, I know, I thought that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And like, well, yeah, of course you did.
Because you told
You're
me.
the boss, man. I don't. What the fuck? Don't pretend like we're equals. I don't know.
That's right.
What do you got? Go ahead.
Oh no, it was just the thing about were something to happen to Benson, it would crush Wolf.
Oh, you got to think. I mean, they've been doing experiments together.
Clearly, this man is extremely important to him, and he would be crestfallen.
This is it's almost like it's like one of those things where something gets set up at one point for a payoff later.
Yeah.
So like, oh, the sound of affectionate kissing. No, I don't know what it would be.
I don't know that quite that
sound
close.
of warmth and happiness can only mean it's time for the Wolf Benson relationship update.
No.
The relationship is strong.
Okay, fine. We'll go. We're not doing that every
I don't.
week.
I don't think we're doing that ever again.
No.
That wouldn't make.
No.
Maybe one time. It was a one time.
All right. Benson, I've actually seen it walk. Walk? Yes, walk.
Yeah. This is the dialogue's flagging a bit.
I don't know.
Benson's
Third
not-
base.
Yeah. Yeah. Alive.
Walk.
Walk. You know, fucking walk.
It's like
You know what the fuck I mean.
talk back to me.
Slaps him.
You can see Wolf doing that. He raises his arms up in the air.
He raises his arms in the air
Like
he just don't care.
Yep.
He starts raising the roof.
Blew the roof off the place after all.
true.
Now he does. What he's doing now is mimicking Karloff's successor in the role. We'll see this happen in the next film.
Uh-huh.
A couple times.
Okay.
Where Frankenstein lifts his arms up like that.
Okay, but
What?
I'm sorry. I just that is what happens in the next one. Frankenstein lifts his arms up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like putting your arms up and out, not like put your hands up like you're being. This is a stick up.
No.
Not one of those deals, but
It's
like
like
sort
a
of forward a bit,
menacing.
over you.
Yeah.
I bet we could find, stills and posters from before this time where the monster was portrayed that way. No?
I'm trying to think. Does Karloff?
He menaces over Elizabeth in the first one in a fashion not unlike that,
I
right?
don't think he does this.
Well, he doesn't put him up
his
in the
arms
air.
up in the air.
Well, Wolf goes a little higher than he needs to because he's not actually doing that. He's in fact...
What he's in fact doing, it appears as
walking
though
towards-
he's mimicking the monster, but what he's in fact doing is putting his hands on the fireplace,
Yeah.
resting on the fireplace.
which is so big
Which
that it's
is-
way over his head.
It's like
the mantle.
7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one needs me to remind them of the enormous. What'd you call it?
Comically oversized
Comically
fireplace.
oversized fireplace. Yeah. Covered that ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does the Frankenstein walk.
He does.
Wolf starts doing Frankenstein.
He does. It's like some huge animal. A rhinoceros,
Yeah.
an elephant, a giant. I'm not sure what huge animal that would be.
Elephant.
Well, thankfully
Badger. Those can get pretty big.
they can, and you know that my dog is bred to hunt those out.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
dachshunds are that the word dachshund means badger dog.
Really?
Yeah, and they are bred to go into the badger warrens by themselves to flush them out. So pound for pound, I've read that they're the most ferocious breed. Well, when they weigh 10 pounds, it's really not.
Not a lot of ferocity.
Oh well, they're really tenacious. I'll tell you that.
As far as what, like
Everything.
everything? Okay.
Yeah, they're just very tenacious and very. They get an idea, and there's no fixing it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, so they're bred to be free thinking too, because they are down there by themselves. They have to make decisions.
Okay.
So they're kind of bred to be
Independent?
independent and make decisions on their own.
Okay.
Fascinating stuff.
I don't know. I would think mostly that's going to be a downfall in owning a dog, unless you do have badger. Do you have a badger issue?
We got badgers all over the fucking place. They're just well, I mean, you just got to know.
People don't know. Belong Dead Studios North is located just outside of a place called Badger Hill.
We're just overrun with
There's badgers. Yeah, what we need is like a St. Patrick to come and smack around these badgers. Bring a bunch of dachshunds with you. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It does make them difficult to train unless you know how to deal with that. You kind of have to.
So that you can.
Oh yeah, I mean
It's like Igor with Frankenstein.
Yeah. He actually Eddie was very easy to train.
Okay.
Because I've done it before with other dachshunds.
Okay.
Just knowing that, let him think he's doing what he wants to do.
Okay. Like Igor with Frankenstein.
Like Igor with Frankenstein.
So the walkway that goes outside those bedrooms upstairs, the big mountain,
framed in the background there.
It's framed in the background right above them. Uh-huh. Is there nowhere more private to have this conversation? Like it's an open floor plan.
Well, we see these later on. These fireplaces. There's two of them facing each other.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Krog is on the other side, listening. The glass almost hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, that not happening. We'll talk about it later. In the coming weeks.
The sound of that shit. No.
Oh, the sound of a. Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, that's what I didn't put in here. So he says,
never in my life have I known cold fear until that moment that I felt his hand on my shoulder.
So I don't know if this is even worth saying, but it cuts hard right there. He says, until that moment that I felt his hand on my shoulder. It sounds like he's starting to say
something
so they cut
else.
It off.
Yeah.
Then he says, I was like a child's doll.
A child's doll in those huge hands.
Yeah. Is he attracted to the monster? That seems like a very he's like. Is that
what you're saying?
That's what I want. I just want a big strong man
to hold me
like a child's doll in his arms.
Well, he is gay as a lark, so
That's
who knows?
True.
Who knows? Maybe
he'll be gay as a lark again.
Yes.
As soon as the
monster holds him, and
he'll be gay as a lark.
Yeah, and Boris's hands did look really big, clamping on his shoulder.
Okay, good. I thought you were going to say the opposite.
No.
Okay, because generally this is a problem.
Generally it is, because generally throughout that sequence, they were photographed at eye level to each other.
Yeah.
But the shot where the monster grabs his shoulder from behind, his hand looks big. And I bet if they did palms together, their hands are about the same size.
Yeah, probably true.
But it's just the way it's built up and the way it's framed and shot. His hands look big.
Yeah, the difference between their hands is like you could picture the monster crushing Wolf, much like you might picture Wolf crushing an eggshell.
You might think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he says that.
He says that. Yeah, he could have crushed me as I would have crushed an eggshell. And he does his dramatic hand gestures.
This line would have worked better if they'd shown him crushing an eggshell at breakfast.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just for no reason. Look what I can do.
Like they're having boiled eggs and he just squeezes
Elsa, get this.
Hey, look at me! Get a load of me! I'm crushing eggshells!
I'm crushing them all over the place.
He's dancing around on eggshells. Look at me, I'm walking on eggshells! It's turned into Invisible Man.
She just hangs her head and shakes like, oh God. Here he goes again.
And then maybe he does think he's the Invisible Man, so he gets naked and does all that. He's gallivanting around.
Have you seen the movie called Amazon Women on the Moon?
Oh, it's
Ed Begley.
Ed Begley Jr.
is the son of the Invisible Man, and he's not invisible, but he thinks he is.
Yeah.
So he's running around naked. I just about pissed myself laughing at that one the first time.
I haven't seen it in so long I can't even really remember it. But I heard somebody talking about it on a podcast recently.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I'll have to watch that.
Oh, yeah. That sequence alone is worth the price of admission because most of the stuff in there isn't that great.
Pretty bad? Okay, maybe that's why.
It's any of those films, Kentucky Fried Movie, all of it is very hit and miss.
Yeah.
Some sequences are great and some go on way too long or just aren't that funny to begin with.
Yeah.
Any of those kind of, I don't know what you'd call call it? It's not an anthology. It's sketches, I guess.
Sketch film, I guess.
I mean, you can say that about a Monty Python sketch film too.
I think that's the problem people have with Meaning of
Meaning
Life.
of Life, yeah.
But we've talked about it. We're both huge fans. We're not here to trash Meaning of Life.
Oh no.
I'll say this: the deleted scenes should have been deleted. Oh, although I'm fond of the Martin Luther. Martin Luther part.
It is kind of funny. It is.
I like that. I like that it goes on too long.
Yeah.
There's a kind of comedy, that's the whole joke, is it just goes on too
awkward and
long.
it goes on, yeah.
And that's not what it is here, but it almost is that, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's just one joke and they just keep at
Keep going.
So I do like that, but like the couple that get checked into their hotel before they come down to dinner, it's like, do we need to see that? I don't.
Yeah, it's a little.
It just goes on and
The
on.
pacing is wrong.
Yeah.
And at that late in the film,
Yeah, would kill it.
It would have been deadly.
Yeah.
You can watch it on the Blu-ray. You can watch it with all those scenes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Put back in where they were, and I've done that, and yeah, I can see why you cut these.
The Martin Luther might not even work. See, I think the Martin Luther works
on its own.
That's the only way I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
So it
within the
perfectly.
context, it does slow it down quite a bit.
I suppose it would. Yeah. It doesn't seem to be.
Because it follows the Protestant couple. I
So
can go down to Harry's and say in a loud, steady voice, "I want you to sell me a condom." Follows that scene, which is marvelous.
Yeah.
That scene is brilliant.
Yeah, it's very well
and
done.
The fact that it's mostly
and that had just followed the big musical number.
Yeah, the big Every
because
Sperm is
as he's
Sacred.
saying that, you can see
the
the
kids
going
walking
off
by,
for being sold for scientific experiments.
Yeah.
We should just do Meaning of Life Minute. Maybe we should.
We should actually. Maybe it's not a bad idea.
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be great. Actually, now that you say that. All right. Well, we're done with Frankenstein. Thanks
It's time to
everybody.
go, everybody.
Thanks for your support over the
Right,
past
I'm supposed
4
to
years.
be me taking the mic off, but I can see it being a nightmare.
Yeah.
All right,
try
follow
to
us on
anyway.
Meaning of Life Minute Village.
Yep. Okay. So he does the dramatic. Then there's a really interesting angle looking down from that catwalk or balcony or whatever. Igor's kind of peeking around the corner.
Oh, is that what's happening? I'm not joking here. I never thought that's where he was. I thought he was somewhere else, like
Well,
poking his head through a wall somewhere. But what you're saying actually makes sense.
I think that's where he is because
he's just on that walkway. So
in relation to
Elsa might walk by
like,
any moment and go,
"Oh, hey,
"Oh, hi, what are you doing?
Can I help you?"
Are you with Krog?"
I'm not with Krog.
Never with Krog. But would she have any idea who that is?
No.
Okay.
They never crossed paths either. The closest she came is when the car drove up to the castle at the beginning, and the lights flash on him, and he runs behind the wall.
thing.
That would be the closest she ever comes.
She sensed
never.
something sinister. I keep coming back to that word. But something was going on, and it was him.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about. She never encounters Karloff. I don't think she ever encounters Lugosi.
Man.
Which is why.
At least she gets a lot of shots, a lot of scenes with Atwell.
Yes.
Because
he's
great.
He's great. Yeah. So they're looking down, and it's he's in focus. Benson and Wolf are out of focus in the bottom, and I think it might have worked a little bit better with a deep focus. He put a wide-angle lens on rather than
that's true.
Do the Greg Toland deep focus thing.
That's true.
It would have been a little more effective, I think.
I can't disagree. It is weird that they're out of focus.
They're so out of focus.
There are plenty of times in a movie where you can do that, where people are out of focus and makes sense.
And it works.
But in this case, there's actual dialogue.
They're saying things as they're out of focus.
They're out of focus,
yeah. So that's why I think it would have been a deep focus shot. It would have worked a lot better.
Yeah.
It's still a cool looking shot.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because he's on screen left, kind of creeping around the wall, looking down. And so the dialogue they're saying as the shot is out of focus is, "But how did you escape him, sir?"
I like that. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sort of match up with what we think about when we think about that situation, but it makes perfect sense.
It makes sense to think that, yeah.
And
whoa, he had
looking back on it, probably should think that.
He was going to crush you. Oh, how did you get out of there? You're not crushed now.
I might point out, sir, that you appear not to be crushed to death.
Yeah.
That's my Benson impression.
That's great. Igor came in. It's amazing that control he exercises over that thing. I think it's interesting that he says that thing.
Yeah.
Still a thing. But he refers to it as he. He could have crushed me.
No, I like that. You're right. He also wants to do experiments on it,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's still
Did Henry ever say it? I think he probably did.
he does. Yeah.
Mostly, or
No, it's inconsistent, and that's where.
so that's where we're at here too.
Yeah, it's always inconsistent. It's either it or he.
Yeah.
I think
Never
Waldman.
she.
I think Waldman always says it.
Yeah.
Um,
Kill it as you
Kill
would
it
any
as you
wild
would any
animal.
wild animal. But Henry.
He's only a few years old. Remember?
Yeah, he's only a few weeks old. See,
Few
it
days old, yeah, weeks
it
old.
understands when he has him sit down.
Oh yeah, he does say that.
It understands. So I think it would have been more effective if Henry always says he, everybody else says it.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Yeah, that would work better. I agree with that too. Well,
Yeah, but
all
it's
right.
too late. I'll get
So,
it.
fuck this. Let's do Meaning of Life Minute.
I got it. Yeah, there we go.
Nothing to complain about there.
So we start with the Universal logo.
Okay, yeah.
With the Van Allen radiation belts parting and the Earth coming forward, right?
Yeah, because this is a Universal film.
It's a Universal picture.
So was it did they finance it from
Yeah,
the start, or
yeah.
I couldn't remember if this was one of those ones where they made it.
Nope.
They didn't make it off the money that they got from Life of Brian.
No,
or
they
anything.
actually, I think Idol went to Universal and he had a little poem
Oh, that's right.
that he gave them,
The
and that was
poem.
enough to give them $6 million or whatever it took to make the film.
And it's amazing
and
to
no-
think this is in the shadow of the controversy of Life of
Life of
Brian.
Brian, yeah.
Apparently, that controversy in corporate film world was not considered in any way a bad thing.
Oh no, that
Yeah.
controversy sold lots
lot
of
of
tickets.
tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys do that again?
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah.
To my knowledge, Universal never interfered with even the final cut,
Huh, okay.
which, considering their reputation in the wake of Brazil and some other films, is unusual.
I see. For
known
some
to-
reason, I went backwards and thought you were referring to Gilliam. I'm like, that's got to be after this.
It is.
I know. But now I see what you mean. After this, Universal wouldn't be so kind.
I don't know if it was different management or what.
I'll tell you what might have changed their mind.
Hmm.
Somebody might have told them about the shenanigans people got up to making a little movie called Monty Python's Meaning of Life.
that could
It
be.
sounds like Gilliam went insane.
Oh, yeah.
And built his own
Built his
film
own-
set.
yeah.
And
was
hired
supposed to be-
a whole crew to make a film.
He spent as much on that, I believe, as,
think you're
as
right.
Jones spent on the rest of the film.
Yeah.
When he found out, he was absolutely livid.
Yeah, you make me think. I think there's something on the
I think there's
special
on the special features on the Bluray.
where he
about-
says that he went over there one day to see him. Like, wow, my
well,
goodness,
these
how's he able to do this on only $100,000 or whatever?
Yeah.
Come to find out, he spent the budget.
Yeah. Pretty much shot the whole budget on it. It looks gorgeous. The whole
Yeah.
film looks great.
That's true.
It looks.
That's very true. I mean, it's obviously true of the three sort of pillars of Python film.
Right. Well, there's another example
Grail.
of films 4 years apart.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was a kid.
Okay.
But yeah, they're only 4 years apart. 74 or 75
79.
rather, 79 and 83.
I would have said Holy Grail was 73, but maybe it didn't come here till 75.
I think it was 75. Yeah, I think they made it, and I don't know. I'd have to look when we do the actual Meaning of Life.
Oh, we're not doing this?
No, we got to go back
We're
to
doing
this.
great because
I
I
know.
wanted to know
Oh, do you want?
what happens after the Universal logo. I believe we then go into
We go into first before the Universal logo. There's a little card that comes up. This is our special feature or something like that, with little animated lights going around it.
So that's before the logo.
Yeah, and the voice, there will be a special film, short
Okay.
film, approximately 15 minutes before our feature presentation.
There will be a short film of approximately 10 minutes before our feature presentation.
Okay.
And actually, we saw it the night it opened. Schreiber and I went and saw it the night it opened. People booed because they didn't realize it's Monty fucking Python,
That's right.
and they're going to do something like that.
That's great.
And boy, when it came to Mr. Creosote, people were flooding out of there.
You're kidding. What are you talking about? Leaving?
Leaving, getting up and leaving. I was laughing so hard my side hurt,
Oh my God.
and people were getting
So
up.
where'd you see it? Like, where are you
No,
from?
it was like at Knollwood, I think.
Well, I was going to say, did you grow up in Alabama?
No. It was
maybe
suburban Minneapolis theater. Yeah.
That seems odd.
You go into
I mean,
a fucking
okay.
Monty Python movie. What do you expect?
I saw it in Blaine.
Yeah.
I'm too young to go to see this movie because I was 12. I think.
Oh, that's
when it
your
came
mom
out.
took you, right?
My mom took me. Yeah.
See, and I always
Which is
say,
great because when I watch it now, when I see the women on the rollerblades with
chasing-
boobs bouncing all over the place, I can't help but think I sat next to my mom watching this.
or the sex education scene.
Oh yeah, right. There you
Yeah.
go. There's another one.
I,
Maybe that's why she took me to that. This is your
introduction to
your dad ain't gonna talk to you.
Dick ain't gonna talk dick about it. So
I certainly can't count on Dick for this.
Oh, this I've said before. That film would have killed my ma. She would have dead in the theater.
Yeah.
She would have been one of them streaming out, and it wouldn't have taken till Mr. Creosote to do it.
It would have been...
I mean, she knew. I mean, she took me and bought the tickets to Life of Brian, knowing full well what it was about, but they never really suppressed that stuff. Watching things like that was never an issue. They were liberal enough to realize it's not going to hurt me. I'm not going to, turn to Satanism because I saw Life of Brian, like the people outside the theater picketing said.
You saw actual picketers?
Yeah,
In Knollwood?
No, that was downtown. That was at the Skyway.
Oh, I suppose it wasn't in Knollwood.
It was, yeah.
You had to go downtown to see it. Okay. Because
that didn't get as wide a release.
Right.
For obvious reasons.
Right.
Yeah. But Meaning of Life was everywhere when it came out.
Yeah, I saw that in Blaine with my mom.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have a pretty cool mom. Did she laugh?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Did she like it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So then I took another friend later, because I saw it like 5 times in the theater because I just thought it was fantastic. The greatest movie ever made for a while. And he was a Python fan.
That's interesting because I think so many people aren't passionate fans of that one.
No, it sort of gets the short shrift.
I didn't feel that way.
Oh, really?
I thought it was great. I loved it. I was 12. It was aimed right at my forehead.
Sure.
But I still kind of came away from it going, it's great, but it's not Holy Grail is probably what I would have thought.
Well, you can say that about
true.
Life of Brian, too.
I do, actually.
They all claim, Life of Brian was our pinnacle, and I think, no, I think he hit that with Holy Grail.
Oh, you do think that?
Yeah, I think Holy Grail's better.
I do too,
I think it's more consistent.
What I'm wondering is whether I think Meaning of Life is better.
I think I just have more affection for Meaning of Life.
Yeah.
Maybe because it is the underdog, or maybe because I just absolutely fell head over heels when I first saw it.
For me, I think it was amazing to think that they were still doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like they were a thing that this is what will happen now. It's that summer they were making Star Wars 3 and they put out Star Trek 2 and it was just like, the sky's the limit. Everybody loves everybody and we'll all keep doing everything.
Yeah.
The Beatles were going to get back together any minute. No, it's probably a little late
a little
late on
to
that
the party. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Fine.
How did you escape, sir? Igor came in. It's amazing the control he exercises over that thing. Then we resume on the 2-shot with the balcony or whatever behind them again, but you can't see Igor. So maybe he's not there, but I think that's where he is because it's the only place that makes sense.
No, okay, here's what I think about that actually. I think, okay, so say the shot from the fireplace, right?
Yeah.
If you're in the fireplace.
Right.
Opposite that is some sort of ornamentation.
It's the other fireplace.
Okay, that's perfect.
There's
a gargoyle.
On the cornice.
Okay, so perfect. There's a fireplace over there. And I believe on either side of that is a walkway.
Yes.
So when you say they cut back to the 2-shot and you can't see Igor, it's because we're looking the other way. That's what I think.
All right, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. That is where he is.
Yes,
You're right. He is on that walk.
It's hypnosis or something more elemental. Hypnosis really... Yeah, he just can't comprehend someone having affection for another living being, I think. He just is so cold and so dead inside that he can't fathom that it's actually love that is why the monster follows Igor's every word.
You are so gay.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's more than just that.
You got a problem with it?
if you flicked your wrist and said go, and I almost fell over backward, that doesn't mean that's more. That I think it's reasonable to think that there's more than just an ordinary human relationship there.
Okay.
Having said that, that's not going to pay off. It's not going to. It is only that, I believe. I think that it is just affection.
Yeah,
not hypnosis.
No,
but
hypnosis.
You could see where someone might be like, holy shit. Because look at this big brute. He's going to crush me like an eggshell. Oh, I wish I was an eggshell so he could crush me.
Is that what he's saying?
Really
That's the subtext.
Or something more elemental, perhaps.
Like genuine affection.
Yes. All right.
What are you going to do about it?
Do?
Yeah, he bites his fucking head off. Do? What the fuck do you think I'm going to do, you piteous servant?
Know your place, bitch.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, he says,
continue my experiment. You stupid piece of shit.
Fucking
dildo, get the fuck out of here.
No, that's what happens.
Yeah. But what if he ...
Yep.
Oh, I'm not worried.
So, yep.
Right. He's dangerous, of course, but he loves Igor and obeys him. So right there, he just answered his own question.
And that's fine.
Yeah,
that works.
yeah,
he said it in the right order.
Yeah.
He said elemental, perhaps. But then he says, so there's a lot here for me. The first thing, I guess, is, he loves Igor. I mean, you've pronounced this. It's weird coming from Wolf.
It is weird coming from
He
Wolf.
loves him. Oh, Benson, if you could have seen
it.
it.
Was so touching.
I don't know who I'm impersonating, but it's clearly Basil Rathbone.
Yeah, spot on.
It should be a little more manic and a little less, I don't know.
Emotional. That's not true either.
The snowman from, that doesn't matter.
What the fuck are you
I
talking
don't know.
about?
Who talks like that?
The snowman from what?
Snowman from Rudolph? But he doesn't sound like that either.
That's Burl Ives, you mean?
Burl Ives doesn't sound like that.
Like that.
Oh, no. Actually, I'm thinking of Santa Claus. Oh!
Hey, have you watched Rudolph as an adult?
No.
Santa Claus is the biggest fucking fascist ever.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, he's an absolute dick in that. Everybody is, basically, but Santa is the biggest fascist of all.
Well,
we can't fucking have that freak on my... Get him the fuck out of here.
Put something on his nose.
I don't want to ever see it. Well, the father does that.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah, way to go. Way to support your gay son.
I suppose that is.
It's basically an analogy.
An analogy, yeah. Rudolph is gay.
Yeah.
Rudolph the gay reindeer.
Well, I think it's any outsider, really.
Rudolph the, quote, red-nosed, unquote, reindeer.
Commie, obviously.
This is our gayest episode yet.
That's the title. 3.63, our gayest episode yet.
Okay. It's a competition. So he says he loves him. Who? There's someone in this. You know who I'm thinking of is John Carradine. It sounds a little bit like John Carradine.
Or Gustav von Seufertitz sounds.
Oh, there you go.
What's he doing up there? That's what I want to know.
Or the guy who does the Festival of the New Wine.
Oh yeah.
For life is short and death is long.
What's that guy's name?
Jesus.
Okay.
All right. So do. Okay. So
what do you fucking think I'm gonna do?
He loves him. Oh, Benson, if you could see them together, they're so cute. Okay, so I think that's weird. Yeah. Then he says, but here's the other thing about that. I don't want to. That shouldn't get buried. He says, do, and then Benson says, but what if he? And Wolf says,
cuts him off.
Well, he's dangerous, of course, but I'm not worried.
I'm good.
So he's dangerous, of course, but who the hell cares about that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I have it on this one or you might as well talk about it now. What the fuck is going on? Wolf has walked away. He was in a conversation with Igor and the monster.
Yeah.
Igor says, "Oh, I'll keep him here." And so Wolf said, "You know what? I think I'll go get a drink."
It's cool. Yeah.
I'm just going to walk away and go get a drink. What the fuck is going on? So he says, yeah, but what if he... Well, I mean, he's dangerous, but I'm not worried. He's not gonna, I can take care of this.
I'm not worried.
Well, where is he now then, smarty pants?
Yeah, right.
Although we'll have more to say about that.
Exactly. My problem is how to make Igor obey me.
My problem is how to make Igor love me.
No, why doesn't Igor love me? Why won't you love me?
So no,
anybody seriously into these movies
definitely
tuned out hours ago.
This is definitely our gayest episode. So yes, I think it makes sense.
Away with that as the
it kind of makes sense that Wolf wants Igor to love him.
The sound of that letter carrying over can only mean one thing.
That sound of the window shattering from rock being thrown in can only mean one thing.
The sound of the villagers outside our doors can only mean one thing.
Let me just read the note on the rock.
Way over the line. Okay, at least we haven't mentioned Hitler.
No, shoot. We checked all the boxes.
Yeah, that's right.
The note attached to the rock that was just thrown through the window says, "Wolf ain't gay." That's the thing, though. You'd have to assume there's someone that would be offended by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
My problem is how to make Igor obey me. So Wolf moved to Frankenstein. He took his shit on his desk back
Shit on his boss's desk.
back at wherever the hell he came from. Boston or
something like
Hammond. I don't know where he came from. And he
Louisiana, I think.
Is he from?
He's got you get to hear that in his voice.
Oh, that's right. No, he had to be Memphis because he raised Peter in a shotgun shack outside of Memphis.
Outside of Memphis.
So we're never gonna finish this one. So he did this. He moved to Frankenstein. He had a box in his hand and a smaller box that contained
the key to the bigger box.
Opened the bigger box, came in the door, and almost immediately started doing exactly what Igor wanted him to do.
Even before even before he meets Igor,
he's immediately doing. Well, what I mean is he does exactly what Igor requests of him, and almost immediately after Igor tried to kill him.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and he admits that that's what he was trying to do. Yeah. I wanted to kill you. I don't. That seemed normal. Now I want you to do this for me. He immediately does it. He does everything that Igor wants, and now he's going to find some way to make Igor obey him.
Yeah, good luck with that.
He has not seen this movie.
No, he clearly has. He's so far off the rails.
So far on the other side of this.
Yeah, he's so off the rails.
If you had any leverage at any point in this relationship with Igor, that's way in the
thrown
past.
Out of the window long ago.
All right, so one other thing I wanted to say is that shot where he kind of looks off into the distance while he's talking to Benson about I'm gonna make Igor love me. It's funnier if you imagine that he's looking Igor in the face, because you kind of can see that maybe he is just looking at Igor. Anyway, it doesn't actually work, but it almost works. He's kind of not looking quite. But if you're just a little bit over to the left, you'd be like, there he is now.
Oh, that lovable rapscallion. That lovable rogue.
With his beetle haircut. He's so cute.
God, he was cute.
So this is, I think, one of the first examples of this in this movie, and maybe you pointed out something earlier, but I think this is the first example of a character running off somewhere with no good reason. That's where the movie starts to do weird stuff. Is, like I said, what the fuck is going on? Why is he here?
He back in the house?
What happened? How did that confrontation end?
Yeah,
it just was like, all right, I gotta go.
Oh, is that
you get the fuck out of here now.
You don't touch him, you fucking asshole.
This movie just becomes filled with
serious profanity, just spewed.
Fuck you! Fuck me!
Fuck you, sir.
Yeah, he went to go have a bunch of drinks with Benson.
Fuck.
Peter's cursing left and right.
Yeah.
Some fucking tigers. some fucking elephants.
Motherfucking rhinoceros.
Oh, the giant? Oh, he's fucking real.
Then I'd buy it a little more than I do now.
That'd be great if he just had a little man's voice.
Just
that's my giant now, Daddy. I don't know.
Oh,
should we do an alternate audio track for this?
Yeah. We'll redub it. We'll do a little "What's Up, Tiger Lily."
So the relationships are. So we do have a relationship. Actually, the only relationships in this movie are between men.
Benson and Wolf. Igor and Frankenstein.
That's it, right? Unless Krog doesn't really have a relationship.
No, I don't think.
Although I think secretly he's trying to make time with Josephine Hutchinson.
Yeah, I think that's
that's definitely the subtext. Wolf comes in. He's interesting.
His arm isn't the only thing that
I sent him off
on him.
I sent Wolf off to go for a walk. He's been gone for hours. Anyway, is that?
That's all I got.
Is that everything?
We can go back to the meaning of life if you want.
We gotta be under an hour.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We're gonna do another one then.
I was gonna.
Okay.
Okay, so on Patreon you can respond. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Did you hear something?
I heard the music. There's the theme music.
I heard. Is the theme music just a
sound of
envelope? That sound of an envelope being torn open by a letter opener. I have to find a way to phrase that. Can only mean one thing. It's time for Got Any More Questions, Wise Ass.
Right. Got any more questions, Wise Ass?
On Patreon. Mm-hmm. Ruben Herfindahl says, I'll fess up to never having made it more than 20 minutes into the movie without falling asleep. Normally, I can decide what's going on in the minute by the pod descriptions. Oh, this is for episode 355, so we're going even further back.
Oh, wow.
Should have done these in order.
Yeah, well.
I did not realize that the Replacements had been around to do the soundtrack for this film. Thought they were a bit younger than that. I'm going to have to check out the soundtrack. How's the wise ass going so far?
That's pretty good.
This Ruben, of course, is being a wise ass.
Yes, he is.
I know Ruben.
Do
He's
you?
a friend, yeah.
Okay. He makes a hell of a sandwich, too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Most places I go, that's what I order. So.
His sister Rachel has
right.
an interesting take on it
Does
as
she?
well.
Yeah, okay. That's actually
The Replacements.
That's actually pretty funny.
Really?
No, his comment.
That the Replacements. Yeah. It would seem. It would
probably it's probably how we sounded.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
All right.
So to clarify, the Replacements did not do the soundtrack for Son of Frankenstein.
The Replacements were a band that started in Minneapolis in around 1980.
Yeah, I would say.
When Tommy Stinson was like 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was the bass player.
Okay.
He couldn't have been that young. Because
he was pretty young, but...
Yeah, maybe he was.
Like Josh Weinstein was only 16 when they started Mystery Science
Theater. And,
on KTMA.
Yep, they did a Gamera movie yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I haven't watched it yet.
They finally did another Gamera movie.
I think it's the one they haven't done. I know there's one or two they never did on the original.
There's a half dozen. There's a lot of Gamera movies.
I think there was 8 of the original run.
Okay.
And they did like 5 of them, 4 or 5 of them. Yeah,
I know. You're right. It was 5 because the box set was 5 discs.
Yep.
I assume you have the
right over there.
Gamera
it's there somewhere.
steel book.
Yeah, the steel part is somewhere else, but the discs are right there.
Anyways, yeah, you can date when we recorded this by
whatever episode of.
Back on July 22nd, they put out another Gamera movie.
That's right.
All right. Welcome back to Mystery Science Theater Minute. Can you imagine what that would be like?
Oh, God, we'd never finish.
Well, that's true. There's a lot of content there. Yeah. You could do it episode by episode.
I got 110 episodes of the original run, and then...
Well, we'll do that right after we do our Replacements Song by Song podcast.
The Meaning of Life Minute.
The Meaning of Life Minute.
What else?
We're not going to do the whole series of Monty Python.
Oh, we could. Yeah, we could do every scrap of Python there is. Records, books, the live shows, the
outtakes.
Outtakes,
You know what is an interesting field of study? The albums.
Yeah.
The Holy Grail album is fantastic. And I know I've said it on here before, but I don't think I said why.
It's all of them, first of all.
Yeah.
They all participate, which isn't always the case.
Oh, that's a really good point. The Meaning of Life album is pretty poor, actually.
What's Chapman and Idle, I think?
Palin.
Or Palin.
I think.
Yeah, it's Palin. Yeah, Palin and Chapman.
And I think at one point you might hear Terry Jones for like one line or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's full of original sketches. The album goes so far off the rails. It's theoretically the album of the film, but they barely get around to it.
Yeah.
Before then they start doing other things to the point where they start doing sketches that have
nothing to do with
anything.
Yeah.
It becomes very Python-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And probably like the last time that really took place.
Yeah.
Because by the time Life of Brian, it's a continuous story, and the album is only the new bits is only like we're recording things for the album.
Yeah.
It's really weak.
Yeah, it is.
And The Meaning of Life has even less new stuff on it. It's just Palin doing
I'm trying to remember if it was Palin and I might have gotten the Life of Brian one and the Meaning of Life one mixed up.
Was Palin on the Meaning of Life one? I think just him.
Oh, okay. So then that makes sense.
Because I think he produced most of the...
Oh, and that might be the one where I think Terry Jones is the guy in the
booth.
In the booth.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know. We'll find out before we do the podcast.
Yeah. We'll
cut all this out.
You're welcome, Wallace.
Ah, the French champagne.